f of x equals 5x plus 10. If x equals 10, then what is the value of f of x? Well, this is just function notation. F of x is just another way to write y. So when you're asked, what is the value of f of x, they're asking you, what is y when x is 10? Which means we need to take our function rule and replace x with 10. So this will now read f of 10. And again, all this is a way of notating that 10 is your input. And we need to find our output or our y value. So 5 times 10, since we're replacing x with 10. We need to replace x with 10 here as well, plus 10. And now we follow our order of operations to simplify and find what f of x is. So first we would need to multiply. 5 times 10 is 50, plus 10. And then we add 50 and 10, and we get 60. So f of 10 is 60, or f of x is 60, or y is 60. But either way, our answer is 60. Matthew has to earn more than 96 points on his high school entrance exam in order to be eligible for varsity sports. Each question is worth 3 points, and the test has a total of 40 questions. Let x represent the number of test questions. Based on the information provided, if Matthew answers exactly 32 questions correctly, will he qualify for varsity sports? Well, let's see. We're told that Matthew must earn more than 96 points. So the number of points Matthew earns, which is 3 points per question, that comes from this sentence, the second sentence. Each question is worth 3 points, so each telling you to multiply the number of questions by the number of points, so 3x. The number of points Matthew earns must be more than 96, so is greater than 96. This x is the number of questions that Matthew must answer correctly. So let's solve and find out how many questions Matthew must answer correctly. We solve by dividing by 3. The number of questions Matthew must answer correctly is more than or greater than 32. So if he answers exactly 32 correctly, then he didn't answer enough correctly. He has to answer more than that, so 33, 34, anywhere up to 40. But more than 32, greater than 32, not equal to 32. So we already know it's not A or B because it's not enough. 32 is not enough to play varsity sports. C says no because he must answer more than 32 questions correctly. And that's exactly right. And then D, where it talks about him getting a part-time job, we don't know anything about a part-time job. So this right here, based on the information provided, tells us we can't choose D. So the answer is C. Mrs. Rose has 16 students in her class. Her class has 3 times as many girls as boys. How many girls and boys are in Mrs. Rose's class? With word problems, I love to start at the question, if there is one. Sometimes there's not a question and you're just told to do something, but that's great too. This question, how many girls and boys, tells us what we're looking for, what we're trying to find. And if we're trying to find it, it means it's a number we don't know. And for numbers we don't know, we use variables. So if we're trying to find how many girls there are, then G would be number of girls. And we're trying to find how many boys, so I'll use B for number of boys. Now we can go back to the problem and use these variables to set up equations. So first I see that she has 16 students in her class. That's the total, girls and boys. So the number of girls she has plus the number of boys she has is a total of 16 students. That's one equation. The next sentence gives us another equation we can write. Her class has 3 times as many girls as boys. 3 times as many girls. That means there are more girls than there are boys. In fact, you would take the number of boys and multiply that by 3 to find the number of girls. 3 times as many girls as there are boys. Now, I can use these two equations with substitution to find the number of girls and boys. I have here that the number of girls is equal to 3 times the number of boys. So I'm going to substitute 3b for g in this first equation. So it will now be 3b, I replace g with 3b, plus b equals 16. To solve for b, we first need to combine like terms. 3b plus b is 4b, equals 16. Then we divide both sides by 4, and we find that the number of boys is 4. Once we've found the number of boys, we can substitute that value back in for b. 3 times 4 is equal to the number of girls. 3 times 4 is 12, and 12 then is the number of girls. So there are 12 girls and 4 boys. Answer A.